what made me believe Islam is the truth? Because Islam has a universal proof. It's not a personal proof. Like for example, when I say to people why I believe Islam is the truth, not because one day I was in my house and I saw, in my dream I saw Prophet Muhammad, so therefore Islam is the truth. No, that is subjective. You know, what is beautiful about Islam is something which you see is objective. You know, so you know, God gave us the tools.
Of course.
The tools in order for us to differentiate. Brother, you know, it's a private.
Huh?
It's a private talk.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Speaker's corner.
No, that is Speaker's corner. There's no Speaker's corner. There's a night park. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. So give us the tools to utilize to determine what is the truth, what is false. You know, what is the tools? Sound reasoning. What is sound reasoning? That we know that if I see a house that has a foundation, has a pillars, has a ceiling, just by analyzing it, I know the one who made it must be a wise person. You understand? Just use the reasoning. Natural inclination. What is natural inclination? Naturally we are born to know what is good, what is bad, generally speaking, and to know that oppression is evil, taking care of people it's good. You know, we know naturally that we should it's private, otherwise private. Yeah, sorry. We know naturally that you should worship one God alone. You know, that's we know it. So when you look to Islam, Islam goes in line with that. Understand? So that's why I always, when I speak to people about Islam and why they should accept Islam, because I say to them, Islam goes in line with your sound reasoning. Understand? For example, do you believe in God?
Of course.
Yeah?
Of course.
Okay. Do you have any background, Christianity, Hindus?
No.
You just believe in God?
Just believe in God. But my great grandfather on my Indian side, the Punjab region, so they believe. I do not know enough about that to speak upon it. But my grandmother, she was reborn through the birth of Christ, and when she got like that, so she turned towards the Bible and stuff like that, which I completely respect and understand. And that, for her, that's driven her way forward to actually allow her faith to be
to fight back against the disease or something.
Exactly that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So you just believe in God, and that's again, you know, when I said about subjective. So what happened to your family is called subjective.
Yeah.
You know, for example, what happened to me, something happened to me which I knew Islam is the truth, but it's personal experience. I cannot tell you to accept Islam because of my personal experience, because many people have personal experience, you know. But as I've said, what distinguishes Islam has universal proofs. You don't have to be a Muslim or a Christian to know that. Okay, so now if you believe in God, yes, we can analyze based upon the creation of this universe, your own creation, that God must be wise.
Of course.
Okay,
of course.
So we accept that. Also, we can analyze that God must be merciful. Okay, so if this is the case, also must be just. Okay, if this is the case, therefore the most wise God will not create the creation without any purpose. Do you agree with that?
Of course I agree.
Okay, now logic dictates now the one that should knows about our purpose, the one who made us.
Yeah.
Correct? For example, it's private. Yeah. For example, now if I made this phone from scratch, okay, no one made this phone before me. In order for the people to know what is the purpose of the phone, they have to come to me. It's a logical argument.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now, if we agree with that, therefore, from Islamic perspective, we say based upon God's mercy and justice and wisdom, He chose people amongst us to show us about our purpose.
Yeah.
However, there is some people going to claim to be prophets of God, but they are liars.
Right.
So how can we differentiate between who is the true messenger of the Creator, the Most High, and who is the liar?
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense so far? Yeah. So
Right.
now, for example, we know God the Most Wise will not send a prophet and messenger just claiming they are prophets of God, because anyone can claim that.
Yeah.
So logic dictates He has to give them something which differentiates them from the rest of the people. Okay, so you know about Jesus, Moses,
of course,
Abraham.
Yeah.
I don't have to speak about those prophets and messengers. I just have to speak. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna break it down for you with a logical argument, tangible proof why Prophet Muhammad is a true prophet. And if we accept Muhammad is a true prophet, alayhi salatu salam, logic dictates we should believe what he came with.
Yeah.
Why? Because the Most High will not choose evil man and a liar to convey his message.
Of course.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, let me ask you this. Who knows the future? Before that, let me mention the characteristics of the true prophets. Firstly, the true prophets of God, they are known to be trustworthy, truthful and honest amongst the nations. That's why when you look at the biography of Prophet Muhammad, he was known amongst his nation to be trustworthy, truthful. Rather, they used to call him as-sadiq al-amin, the truthful and the trustworthy. Okay? Now, why the prophet of God has to be trustworthy and truthful? Because if he's known to be a liar, people will not take him serious.
Of course not.
You understand? Imagine me and you live in the same area and we know someone is a liar. Then he comes and says, you know what, I'm a prophet of God. We're gonna figure, you're just getting worse now.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
But if he's known to be trustworthy, truthful, speak the truth, you think twice. If this man is known to be trustworthy, truthful, that's the first criteria. Second criteria, that the prophets and messengers, they come with the same teaching, the same foundation. Why? Because they came from the same source, meaning from the Most High. He gave them the message. That's why when you compare Jesus, Moses, Abraham, Jacob, Isaac, Ishmael, Muhammad, all of them came worship one God. Stay away from the false gods, the God of Abraham. You know, even though they never met each other while they were preaching. The third criteria, they come with prophecies. They prophesize about the future. You know, for example, I'll mention in detail. That's the third one. Fourth one, they come with a miracle. But some people say, why you believe in miracle? So, it's private, akhi. So I will come to you later, inshallah.
I just want to have a quick word to you.
Yeah, inshallah. After. Yeah, shukran, akhi. Barakallah. So, people say, you believe in a miracle? But if I believe this prophet came from the Most High, so believing the miracle is easy for me. Because the one who created this tremendous, beautiful creation, he can do whatever he wishes, according to his wisdom. You know? A miracle. The fifth one, God always aids his prophets and messengers. You know, because he will not send them without giving them aid. Exactly. Generally speaking, yeah. Because remember, they claim to be prophets of God, bro. The Most High, the one that created everything. So now, let us. Do you agree with that so far?
Yeah,
it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Let us try to implement those characteristics on our Prophet Muhammad. Prophet Muhammad, as I have mentioned, he came. What is his teaching? Worship one God. Who is that God? Is it the God that became a human being, then he died? No. Listen to the God that Prophet Muhammad came with. Allah said in the Quran, when the Arab pagans asked Prophet Muhammad, who is Allah? And this is logical, it's a good question. Who is Allah that you are asking people to worship? Allah sent down a chapter. قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. Oh Muhammad, say Allah is the only one, the unique. Allahu Samad, self-sufficient. He's not in need of no one, but everyone's in need of him. لَمْ يَلِدْ وَلَمْ يُولَدْ. He begat not, neither was he begotten. وَلَمْ يَكُنْ لَهُ كُفُوًا أَحَدٌ. And there is nothing like unto him. There is no one comparable to him. This attribute of a perfect God. Everyone's in need of him. He's not in need of no one. He did not come to existence. He never gave birth to no one. That's not the nature of the Most High. You know? And there is nothing like unto him. Okay? That's the also Prophet Muhammad said, do not worship nothing beside Allah. Even Prophet Muhammad, you're not allowed to worship him. Anyone that worship Prophet Muhammad beside Allah, that is a clear disbelief. Okay? Same teaching. Jesus, he said worship one God. Even though we believe in the Bible, generally speaking, but we believe it has been corrupted. Okay? Thirdly, the prophecies. Man that lived, Prophet Muhammad, by the way, lived 1,400 years ago. He prophesied about the future. One of the prophecies that he said, this hadith is a long hadith. Hadith is what the Prophet Muhammad said. Okay, speech of Prophet Muhammad, Allah inspired him to say it. The Quran is the word of Allah and the meaning from Allah. But the hadith, what Prophet Muhammad said, but Allah inspired him to say it. Is that clear?
Yeah, that makes
Between
sense.
the Quran and the hadith? Okay. Prophet Muhammad said that he saw a person getting punished in the hellfire. When he asked Gabriel, he said, who is that person? He said, this person will make up a lie. In the morning, in the same morning, his lie will reach far east, far west. So Prophet Muhammad is telling the people that someone will come into existence, he will make up a lie, type of people, they will make up a lie, and their lies will reach far east, far west on the same morning. That was impossible to happen during the lifetime of Prophet Muhammad. Why? Because the time Prophet Muhammad, in order to travel from London to Cardiff, will take you 3 days. Let alone for your lie to spread far east, far west in the same day.
Yeah.
Now, let us analyze that. Now I can make up a lie, put in Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, can reach far east, far west. How man that lived in the middle of nowhere 1,400 years ago, describing someone that will come to existence that was impossible to exist at that time. Another prophecy, Prophet Muhammad said, you will see the barefoot Arab man competing in building tall building.
Okay,
The Arab pagans were not known to do that. Let me ask you, maybe you know, where is the tallest building in the world?
Is it Burj Khalifa in
Burj Khalifa, Dubai.
Yeah, Dubai, yeah.
Who's competing with them? Who knows? Who's competing with them now? Saudi.
Yeah.
Saudi is competing with Dubai.
Okay.
Now, Prophet Muhammad, what he said, they will be competing with one another. And it's happening right now.
Happening in front of our eyes.
Yes,
yeah.
from our eyes. That's what I asked you about the beauty of Islam, the prophecies and the miracle and the logical argument in the Quran and in Islam is universal.
Mhm.
You don't have to be a Muslim to see that.
Yeah,
I'll give you another one. Prophet Muhammad said, it will come a time. Interest, usually, will affect everyone. Even if you are not involved in it directly, will be involved in it indirectly. Did you know that when you put your money in the bank, that there's
Yeah,
interest?
interest,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can avoid it sometimes. You can avoid it. The question we ask ourselves, how man that lived 1,400 years ago, specifically, precisely, detailed, he said there will come a time when the interest will become widespread, even if you are not involved in it directly, you'll be affected by it.
Yeah.
How we knew that? Because the knowledge of the Most High.
Universal.
You know,
Yeah.
that's what Allah said in the Quran. Allah said to Prophet Muhammad, about Prophet Muhammad, لا ينطق عن الهوى, does not speak from his own desires. He speaks from the revelation.
Revelation.
Does it make sense so far?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Perfect sense.
Now let me ask you about the Quran. You know, I've asked this question to many people. Maybe you have the answer for it. Okay, you never know. Okay. Do you know the Quran, the holy book?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Do you know any book, it has been memorized by 100 million of people, word for word, letter for letter? You know any book like that?
Personally, no. I do not have the answer for that. No.
Except one book,
What you
the
say.
Quran.
Yeah.
The Quran, you have Muslim children memorize it.
Yes.
You have Muslims in Europe, Muslims in America, Muslims in Africa, Muslims in Asia, Muslims children, word for word, the letter for letter. Did you know that what's happening now and happened before? Allah mentioned that in the Quran. Allah mentioned, وَلَقَدْ يَسَّنَّا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُدَّكِرٍ. We have made Quran easy to be memorized.
Okay.
So now, can we, because you know, the Quran does not just claim to be from Allah. No, the Quran makes the claim and also challenge and tell you to verify it. Okay? Now, can we verify this claim? That is it true the Quran was made easy to be memorized? Yeah, we can. Go to any country in the world. Muslims children memorize the Quran word for word, letter for letter.
Yeah.
That cannot be a statement, bro, for someone who comes with the Quran. That means that must be the statement of the one who created everything, because he knows about the future. Likewise, in the Quran there is another statement. Allah said, وَلَقَدْ إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ. We have sent down the Quran and we will preserve it. Many times I mentioned on the videos.
Yeah.
I challenge the Christians, the Jews, the Hindus. Let us, all of us, burn our scriptures.
Yeah.
Don't leave nothing written or in a computer. The only book that we will remain with us is the Quran, because it's in our hearts. And we can bring the Muslim children to bring it back into the written form,
Okay.
let alone the Muslim scholars.
Yeah.
So that statement, we can verify it. That's why, bro, what distinguishes Islam is so clear. Islam, the proofs is universal. Does it make sense so far to you?
Yeah, very good.
Well, I will ask you, if you have any question, go ahead. Any question
You're
you want.
schooling me. Like, truthfully, I came here just to wanting to learn. You know what I mean? And
That's
what you're
good.
saying so far, yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I'm following it.
Okay,
100%.
what I would say to you, look, I always mention this example about the eyes. You know, I've been speaking to you. You seem nice guy.
Thank you. So do you.
Thank you very much, bro. If I give you £2 million as a gift, say, you know what, you seem nice guy. I'm really enjoying our conversation. I'm a multi-billionaire. I'm not, by the way. Don't ask me for money, brother. I'm joking. So imagine I said, you know what, I will give you £2 million as a gift. Don't say nothing to me. What would you say to me at least? At least what would you say?
I'll give my appreciation.
Would you remember me all the time? £2 million?
If I spend, for me personally,
Yeah.
every time I use that amount of money, I'll think of you. When
Of
I
course,
use that
if you
money.
buy a
Yeah.
nice car, Shamsi.
Yeah.
Nice house, Shamsi.
Yeah.
You get married to a nice wife, Shamsi.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah.
money boy talking, you know. And now, you will appreciate me and you remember me all the time. Now, if I give you £2 million on a condition, give me your 2 eyes.
My eyes, I value my eyes too much more
That's
than money.
what I'm
You know what I mean?
Because why? Our eyes more valuable than anything else. And who gave us 2 eyes? God. So
course.
why we are not grateful to Him?
Exactly.
Why the one who gave us eyes for free, we are not grateful to Him? But the person must say, I'm grateful to God. The second question I'll ask you, bro, if you want to buy a gift for your mother,
Yeah.
would you buy a gift that you love or your mother love?
My mother loves.
Likewise, if you want to worship the Creator, you should worship Him the way He loves, not the way you love.
Okay. Yes.
Why?
You're
Because
very
the way He
friendly.
loves is objective.
Yeah.
The way we love is subjective.
Subjective.
That's why, based upon the Creator's wisdom and mercy and justice, He sent the prophets and messengers.
Yeah.
As a Muslims, we believe if I was alive at the time of Jesus, the only way to get to God is by following Jesus, because He was the messenger at that time.
At that time.
Before Jesus was Moses. Now the last prophet is Muhammad. You know,
Yeah.
Jesus' teaching is being corrupted because Jesus never spoke English. Jesus never spoke Greek or Latin. Jesus spoke Aramaic or Syriac, which is called a Semitic language,
Okay. Yeah.
which is very similar to Arabic language. But the teaching of Prophet Muhammad is with us.
Yeah.
Like literally, you can go to books of hadith. It tell you how Prophet Muhammad entered into his house. Where is it? Yeah, just enter into his house. How he came out of his house. You know. Now, if it makes sense to you, it's clear to you, bro. What we say to you, what is stopping you to accept Islam? If it's clear, because why? I will say something to you, bro. As I said, if I give you £2 million, you appreciate me.
Yeah.
You're not going to say, you know what, let me think about it.
Yeah.
You appreciate me straight away. You know, that's why also what you have to know, bro, how many people leave their houses, they never come back. How many people won't sleep, they never even wake up.
Yeah.
They never made it. And Allah said in the Quran, who is more unjust than the one who has been reminded with Allah's verses and he turns away from it. That's what shows justice of Islam, that if a man dies and he didn't know about Islam, then Allah will test him with Day of Judgment. But if Islam came to him and he turned away from it and he dies, don't blame no one except yourself. Because Allah said, because the biggest crime is to turn away from God. You know? Now if it makes sense to you and it's clear to you what is stopping you to accept and to have a relation with your Creator who you've been cut off from a long time.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of Islam, goes in line. And I always mention, Islam is like a cake. You know? If you eat the whole cake at once, what will happen to you? You vomit if you're sick. In order for you to feel the sweetness of the cake, you take it bit by bit. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Islam, first thing, is the foundation. What is the foundation? But I bear witness, there is no one worthy of worship except Allah, and Muhammad, the messenger of Allah. And step by step. To summarize Islam, to believe in one God, to believe in the messengers, Moses, Abraham, to believe in the angels, Gabriel, you know, to believe in the books, that God sent down the books in order to guide mankind to his prophets and messengers, and to believe in the Day of Judgment, and to believe everything that takes place by God's permission. That's what is Islam. That's the inside belief. As for the outside action, the prayer, fasting, and give charity, and Hajj. So teach what Allah legislated for us is good for us. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying, if it makes sense to you, accept Islam, because that's my condition. Because you said it makes sense to you, and is it clear to you? If this is the case, I think you should accept Islam. Then you have, alhamdulillah, Muslim brother here. You learn step by step.
Yeah.
If you accept Islam, you don't have to fly. You don't have to. What's your name again? Sorry,
Cairo. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Cairo. You don't have like to change your nationality.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
alhamdulillah. That's the beauty of Islam. Islam is for everyone. What is Islam? To submit yourself to your Creator according to His teaching. Make sense?
Does make sense, yes sir.
Ready to accept Islam?
Yeah.
You want to accept Islam?
Give me time. That's the thing with me though. Is
Yeah.
I'm still searching for other. It's not even other. I put it nicely earlier, but what you explained to me, bro,
It makes sense.
it's music to my ears in that term. You know what I mean? So,
That's
bro,
it.
that's it.
What is stopping you? Like, what we say to you?
Of course, bro. You know, it's a commitment. Like, because from young,
Go
from young, for the educational systems, we've
Yeah.
been taught to believe in
No doubt.
Jesus, believe. You know what I mean?
Yes, believe that.
Of course. And so, in a sense, that's my go-to when I think of God. You know what I mean? But for me, myself, hearing your voice, you know what I mean, giving me a new light or shedding a new light within the religion type of base. It's that what's stopping me, you know what I mean? And that's something for me to work out for myself. Like,
What we say to you, look, our Prophet Muhammad said, when a person wants to become Muslim, Satan will try to stop him.
okay. Yes.
Now, because me, I'm married to a revert. My wife, she became Muslim when she was 15, 14, you know? And she said when she accepted Islam, her life changed. However, sometimes Satan will try to stop you. I will ask you this question. May Allah forbid, you never know. Maybe you die. What excuse, if you die, what valid excuse you will have before the Creator for not accepting Islam? Like, what excuse you think, you know what, if I die and I stand before the Creator, I would say, the reason, even though it makes sense to me, is it clear to me, but because what you just said, I understand your point. You've been raised up upon this and that. However, if the truth is clear to us, we should hack it.
Yes.
Because it's not about how long you've been worshipping false gods or how long you've been upon misguidance. It's about if the truth is clear, we should hug it. Sorry, brothers, it's private. Yeah, it's private. Sorry. It's about if the truth is clear to us and it makes sense, it's to hug it. That's why in the Quran, Allah always praise the followers of the Prophet's messengers, those who the truth was clear to them and they accept it. You understand, bro? It makes sense to you, it's clear to you. I know, because I know it's a big step. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. But however, as I said, step by step.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're gonna become perfect. I'm not perfect. We are human beings.
Exactly.
We make mistakes here and there. But it's better off to live with a key, which is accepting Islam, and then you learn step by step, better than living without it. But that's why I keep asking, if you notice, if it makes sense to you and you believe it's the truth and it's clear to you, then accept it, brother. That's what I would say to you. And what you're going to say is something which you in your heart. That what is the Shahadatan? Break it down. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. In English mean I bear witness that I should worship and I should be grateful to my Creator. And you know that already. That's within you. Now the second one, and Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. I should worship my Creator according to the teaching of His Allah's Prophet Muhammad. If I was alive at the time of Moses, I would say that, but instead of saying Muhammad, because Muhammad was not that time, I would say Moses. Understand?
Yeah.
So the Shahadatan is you are professing outwardly that you should worship your Creator according to the teaching of His prophets. Whatever I mentioned to you makes sense to you. How man like Prophet Muhammad, there's many prophecies, many miracles. You understand? One of the things I'm going to mention to you, which shows you the power of Islam, even though there is a huge war against Islam, we know that Muslim countries are weak, and there is a huge war against Islam. But the fastest growing religion on the face of the earth is Islam. Why is that? Who's doing the job? It's the Most High. Allah mentioned that in the Quran, that Islam will overpower other ideas and religions.
Yeah.
Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's my advice to you. Because one thing, I want to get the reward. If you become Muslim, I get the reward. No money. Prophet Muhammad said, when a person becomes Muslim through you, it's better than the world what is in it.
Yeah.
You know? Secondly, because I know when someone wants to accept Islam, the devil will try to stop him. He will try to put many barriers. Nothing is guaranteeing this life except death. Are you guaranteed to live tomorrow?
Not at all.
You're never guaranteed to live from here to there.
Exactly.
As I said, so if it's clear to you, makes sense, accept it, then learn step by step. Understand? As for saying, I need to do this, I need to do that, I'm not a Muslim scholar. All of us, we learn. Now, if you want to learn how to drive, do you learn how to drive outside the car or inside the car?
Inside the car. Yeah.
That's it. You enter, then, but because when you enter inside Islam, you already have a foundation, which is Islam is the truth because it goes in line with the sound reasoning, natural inclination.
But say if you do, for example,
Yes.
using the car method,
Yeah.
you enter the car, but yet you steer off course and you end up getting in a car crash in that sense. How do you steer off course of Islam?
That's good. Now, if you have, we say a car crash, for example, committing sins.
Yeah.
May Allah forbid, I'm not saying it. For example, giving someone become Muslim. He's learning, he starts smoking cigarettes, he starts drinking, he starts fornicating. What you should do? Those actions doesn't take you out of Islam. So what you do, you repent. Because there's some actions does not take you out of Islam. Only decrease your iman. However, there is a way to cure it. The way to fix that crash. How? Seeking forgiveness. Allah is the most merciful. In Islam, we don't believe you have to commit suicide or he has to commit suicide for you, for God to forgive you. No, God can forgive you. But the condition is to repent to God. That's why Prophet Muhammad said, when a person becomes a Muslim, all his sins forgiven, except if you have a debt. Why? Because when you have a debt, between you and another human being, you know. السلام عليكم. بخير. حياك الله. أخي سامحني, it's private. Yeah, because سامحنا يا. شكرا أخي, بارك الله فيك. Yeah. Yeah. So what's happening now? You have to learn.
Jesus Christ is Lord.
How do you deal with that without using aggression?
Huh?
How do you deal with people like that without using aggression?
You know, that's a good question. You leave them.
Leave them be.
Yeah, because why? Some people
Ignore
they
them.
come, ignore them. Do you know why, brother? I can shout, I can insult you. I don't have to have a qualification from Oxford University to insult you.
Yeah.
Anyone can do that.
Exactly.
Understand? The best way, like we're having, nice conversation,
Yeah.
respectful conversation, reasoning. You know, using our intellectual argument. Understand?
Yeah.
So when you become Muslim and you start falling short, then seeking forgiveness and merciful. That's one of Allah's name, the most merciful. In the Quran, every chapter except one start with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most merciful, the most beneficent. Make sense?
It does make sense.
That's it, bro. I will invite you, brother. Look, as I said, what you're going to say is in your heart.
Yeah.
But you're going to profess it in front of us, then learn step by step. But it's better off to be inside the car. Say Shahada, which means we're testifying that yes, because brother, you never know you're going to die, seriously. You know, in our life, I was speaking about this issue not long ago. We became too busy with social media.
100%.
We are very busy with this dunya, this life. But Prophet Muhammad said, visit the graveyard. The graveyard, bro, reminds you about the reality of yours. How was you? You know, that's what Allah said. Those who reject me, who turn away from me, will challenge you with death. Try to escape from death. You will die and return to Allah. Now look, Allah gave you a chance. Look how many people walk past us. They never came and stopped. And Allah chosen you. Don't turn away from it. Seriously. And again, I'm not telling you become Muslim because I had a dream. I gave you logical argument.
Yeah, no.
Alhamdulillah. So if you want to say it, brother, and I will recommend you to say it, I'm trying to help you because, as I said, Satan tried to prevent you. The devil. Because in life, what is,
The devil is an enemy of mankind.
No, of course.
No doubt.
Understood.
yeah. So it's, what is it again? Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah. What does it mean in English? I bear witness. There is no one worthy of worship except Allah. And I bear witness, Muhammad the messenger of Allah. When you say that, then you start learning how to implement the teaching step by step. But it's better off to go with the key.
Understood. My brother, for me, again, I do have to do some exploration.
No
for myself.
problem.
You know what I mean? Of course, the words of wisdom.
No
you
problem at all.
Especially for my brother here as well.
Yeah.
I promise you, I completely understand it with a witness. Believe me, I do understand. But for me, as you said,
You want to search more?
exactly. As you said, you search into Christianity, Hinduism,
Yeah.
Judaism.
Yes.
But obviously, still reverting back to your roots. Right?
Yes,
Yeah, so
yes.
Again, I feel like I do need to have some exploration and actually soul searching in that sense.
No problem
But
at all.
with an open heart and an open mind. And believe me when I say I take everything on board with you.
No problem at all,
You know
brother.
what I mean?
What we say to you, make sure that don't forget about it. If you go, because why? there is something which we are competing with, death.
Yeah.
Anytime we can die. Understand? That's why if you want to read something more, then the brother has my number. I can send you stuff. Because what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to encourage you. Because like I said, I know Prophet Muhammad said, when someone wants to become Muslim, devil will try to stop him. However, I don't want to make it. I'm trying to push you or force you.
No,
You understand?
I know.
You understand?
Yeah.
At the end, it's up to you. Now, if you say, you know what, I need to learn, and no problem. If you have any question, ask.
I will. I will.
No problem. Do you have questions now?
Truthfully, bro, you kind of schooled me. You know what I mean? I didn't know what to expect.
No problem, brother.
Seriously, how?
No problem. You can say, brother, here, alhamdulillah, you go back. Also, I advise you with, look, because what we say to you, changing the heart is in the hand of Allah. You know, like sometimes some people, they will become Muslim straight away. Some people, like Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, even during his lifetime, he said some companies, it's private. Yeah. Shukran. Yeah. So Prophet Muhammad said during his lifetime, his companions, like his disciples,
Yeah.
some of them accept Islam after he told them about Islam. Some of them accept after. So no problem with that as well. But what we say, just make sure you read and don't forget. Don't let the shaitan to divert you. Yeah. And if you have any question, the brother is here. If you have a question now, alhamdulillah. But you said, you have.
You're talking about reading. What's the best for me as a person? What's the best starting point, in a sense, if to
read the
read the Quran or research into Islam?
Read the Quran. Also, I'm gonna send. I forgot to bring the book. I'm gonna send you a PDF of a book called "This Is Islam." Okay, so that will be good to read. Okay, this will be very good. This Islam breaks it down. What Islam is the truth. For example, your mother, she's a Christian. You said?
No. My mom, she's more.
Which one is Christian?
No, my grandmother.
Okay. Still alive?
Yeah.
Okay.
God bless.
So
my mom is more into. And for me, I believe in spirituality. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But it's the divine reality between the physical form and spiritual form, just having a combination and not tapping into the spirituality without actually giving into the divine power, because in a sense you can become lost within it, and it's an energy source. You know what I mean?
Islam combined between the spiritual and physical.
Yeah.
Christianity focus more on spiritual. Judaism physical. Islam combined between the two.
Yeah.
Like Islam, what is worship in Islam? Islam in worship doesn't mean you stay inside the mosque. No, taking care of your grandmother and your mother is worship. Removing a harmful thing from the street is worship. Taking care of the environment is worship. Taking care of the animals is worship. So what is worship in Islam? Any act, inwardly or outwardly, that you do that pleases God is act of worship. Working to make money to provide for your family is worship. You see, that's why Islam is physical and spiritual. Some people, they want to extreme of a spiritual side. Some people, they want to extreme physical, material. The materialist. Some people spiritualist. Islam comes to combine between the two. So you don't abandon that and you don't abandon that one. Combine between the two, but the main target is the hereafter, because we're not staying here forever. You understand? That's the beauty of Islam. That's what distinguishes Islam from any religion. You see what I'm saying? And that's why you see many people accept Islam, especially in the Western world. Like in the Western world, in Europe, other than Europe, we have everything. If you want to fornicate, easy for you. To drink is easy for you. To smoke drugs, easy for you. But why Europeans are turning away from it and accepting Islam? Because Islam has a solution. Also, what distinguishes Islam comes with to protect 5 necessities of life. And these 5 necessities of life, if are not protected, then we will destroy ourselves. First one, religion. To worship God alone. Secondly, life. That's why in Islam, if you kill someone, there's a capital punishment.
Of course.
Because why? You are a person going around, you don't care about people's life. Then we set you as an example for the people to not take it as a joke. Thirdly, in Islam came to preserve intellect. Anything that harms intellect is forbidden in Islam. Why? Because intellect is one of the faculties that the Creator has given us to utilize to know what is good, what is bad, what is right, what is wrong. Likewise, to implement and understand His legislation. Islam came to preserve lineage. That's why adultery and fornication is forbidden. Because one of the rights of the child is to know his parents. Likewise, the lineage, you have to give your heritage to your son or your daughter. But fornication, cut off that.
Of course.
And mix up everything. You see, likewise, Islam came to preserve life, wealth. That's why gambling, interest is forbidden in Islam.
Okay.
So you know how much people are suffering from gambling.
Yeah.
You know, in the Western world, from outside we feel as long the street is clean, as long the hospitals are clean, as long I can get transport, as long it's okay. But we don't look to the other side. How many people are dying because of alcohol? How many people are going crazy because of drugs?
Yeah.
How many people have been their families been destroyed because of adultery, because of usury, because of gambling? Many.
No, it's true,
You see,
it's true.
and Islam come to preserve that, to protect that. If that's protected, subhanallah, you see, that's the beauty of Islam, to show you that this religion was not made up by a human being, was revealed by the Creator.
By the Creator.
You see,
sir.
it's a powerful thing. These 5 necessities of life is a powerful thing.
So does that coincide with the reasons why you? Am I right in saying you pray 5 times a day? Is it when you pray? Is it you pray for the Creator, then you pray for your life, and then you pray for?
Yes. For the prayer, you pray physical.
Yeah.
Physical, you have to humble and submit your physical body to the Creator. Likewise, it's spiritual. You see, the prayer now is good for us. When you pray, you are showing the gratitude to the Creator, the way He wants to worship Him. Now, every act, every part of our body, it has to show worship to the Creator. So we bow down, then come back, then go down. You know, every part of our body. That's why, again, to go back to my main point, Islam based upon physical worship and spiritual worship. Likewise, financial worship. Giving charity donation. You know, many people complain, say why there is poverty everywhere. Islam has a solution. Like I show you the contradictions that we live in our time. Yeah, in our time, in every country, drugs, rape, crimes is illegal. It's forbidden. However, on the other hand, we pay big money to singers to come to our countries to glorify and glamorize those crimes. And you are giving them a platform to do that. Then you blame the youth for going and doing crimes. Islam comes because something called Bab Sidd al-Dara'i', cutting off the root of evil. If that is going to lead to evil, you cut it off.
Makes sense.
You see what I'm saying? How I'm going to say my children do not do crime, then I allow my children to listen to someone who glamorize and glorify crimes. Not just that, giving them a big money when there's people out there are dying. So the problem is not with God, it's with us. God gave us wealth and tell us how to live, but we choose to turn away from Him. Then we do what? We blame Him. Make sense? You see, subhanallah. So you know, Islam has a solution for everything. That's why majority of the people, those who are hostile to Islam are those who wants to utilize mankind for their own benefit. Because if I want to sell drugs to you, I don't care if you die or not. I care about money. You see, so people like that, they don't like Islam. I'm not talking about every drug dealer, by the way, because there's some drug dealers they don't know. You know, they love God, but you know, because they didn't caught up in this and that, environment and so on. But I'm not talking about some drug. I'm talking about big ones. You know, like you know, people deal with interest. They don't like Islam because Islam is gonna free people from to be slaves of their desires, to be slaves of the Creator. Because I'm gonna try to enslave you by putting your interest, by giving you drugs, alcohol. But someone is telling you to not do that, I'm not gonna be happy with him. See that? That's why when Islam is spread out, a lot of people accept Islam. But a lot of people that were hostile to Islam, those who are in authority, because they want to control people. Generally speaking.
So when I heard you say the Day of Judgment. What, in your sense, what is the Day of Judgment?
That's a good question. What is Day of Judgment? This question, no one can answer in detail except Islam. In Judaism, they don't speak about it in detail. Likewise, Christianity. Now, Day of Judgment, Prophet Allah speak about it in detail in the Quran. Day of Judgment, that we believe that God will bring everyone back to life. Will judge us according to our actions.
Yeah, of course.
Okay?
Of course, yeah.
And so that's generally speaking. But there's paradise, there's a hellfire, and will be physical, not just our spirit, our body as well. Yes. So in paradise, we believe there's levels. Likewise, in the hellfire, there's levels. You see, we believe some Muslims will enter through hellfire because of their sins. Eventually, they will come out and go into paradise. But those who do not believe in Allah, after the proof being clarified to them, and dies as disbelievers or a polytheist, then they'll be in the hellfire forever.
Okay, yes.
Also, we believe there's a life of the grave. There's a life of the grave. God will, we believe when the person will be put inside the grave, two angels will come to him and ask him questions. Person might say, but we know in the grave, if you open the grave again, the grave is normal. The human, this from the unseen, the life of the unseen. For example, sometimes maybe you're sleeping in your own room, and you have a dream you are walking in London in Charing Cross. You know, let alone the life of the grave. You know, so I mean, we can go on how we believe that the righteous one, they will receive their records on the right hand, the evil one on the left hand. You know, also we believe there's a bridge over the hellfire. You know, we also believe there will be, God will weigh our good deeds. You know, also we believe the Prophet's message will intercede for the believers. You know, also we believe the Son will be so close to mankind on the Day of Judgment, and the people, they will go to Prophet Jesus, Moses, Abraham, Adam, asking them to ask God to start judging between them. You know, and see Prophet Muhammad go and sit for the people for the judgment to start. On that day, Prophet Muhammad said, God will become angry in the way he was never angry before.
Okay,
Because gave us chances, but we turned away from him. The biggest crime against God, when you worship someone beside him, or you turn away from him. That's the biggest crime. You know? I mean, there's more and more. We can go for hours about the detail, but there is a books about it.
Yeah.
Any question?
Thank you. That's all I can say. Thank you.
You're welcome, brother. It's my pleasure, you know, and I hope I was not trying, like, you didn't feel like pressure.
No pressure at all, sir. No
Alhamdulillah.
pressure at all.
Because I was just trying to help you. As I said, I'm experienced, alhamdulillah. I've been doing this for the last 15 years. So I know sometimes, you know, devil try to stop people, but some people say, no, brother, I just need more time. No
Truthfully,
problem.
yeah, that's it.
No problem.
You see, like someone they wanna accept Islam, but they're scared to show their parents. How could they show their parents without showing them through the teachings of Islam?
What you have to do, you know, I've been asked this many times. What we have to do firstly, that sometimes, again, the devil try to make you scared of future. Try to make you scared of something you're not sure about, you know. So secondly, you can become Muslim, because why? We love our parents, but there's priorities. I need to please my Creator, because when I die, my parents are they're not going to help me or save me from my Lord, you know. So secondly or thirdly, you can become Muslim and try to speak to them, explain to them, you know. You analyze, you have to analyze, you know. You have to be wise, you know. But even if they are harsh toward you, disrespecting you, that should not be a leeway for you to disrespect them. You still take care of them, look after them. Allah mentioned that in the Quran. And make dua. Prayer is powerful, you know. You pray to Allah to guide them. And that's one thing I was going to say to you. When you go home tonight, pray to God. You say, oh God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, guide me to the truth. Because God will help those who are sincere. Because Allah said in the Quran, the meaning of the verse, He did not create us because He wants to punish us. No, God wants us to be His neighbors in paradise. Bro, this life, let me give you an example. Imagine today it's going to be severe cold. Yeah? Or in winter, severe cold. So I said to you, look, I have two houses. One house is made out of silver. Okay? Or one house is made of diamond. You're going to stay in the house for one night, then you come out and you have nowhere to stay. The other house is made out of silver, but you can stay until you die. Which one you choose?
Silver.
Silver, isn't it?
Of course.
Okay, what about is the other way around? This life is made out of plastic,
Yeah.
and paradise is made out of gold and silver and diamond. So we should choose the other one, and not just that, and it's everlasting. Allah said, وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ أَبْقَى, and the hereafter is much better and everlasting.
Everlasting.
Everlasting, bro. You know, we cannot comprehend everlasting.
I know,
I understand that. You know what I'm saying? That's why our brain is limited. But Allah will give us our life, inshallah. So don't let the opportunity go away. Go home, inshallah. Think about it. Pray to God. You know, read. And as I said, look, Christianity, God become a baby. Doesn't make any sense, bro. Like how God is the Most High. If you become a baby, that's God's nature to be what? Perfect. Because baby are imperfect. Someone has to feed them. You know, Judaism, mainly the way they portrayed God to be like tribal God, just for the Israelites. It's not for no one else.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
you see, Allah is not tribal God. Allah is God for everyone. You know. Also, they made him like an angry God, just kill children and slaughter everyone. Just, you know, Islam comes in the middle. Even how the Bible, the Old Testament, the New Testament portrayed the prophets and messengers, they're like evil. Like David, Solomon, Moses, Aaron. Islam comes, say no, those prophets and messengers, they were the best people. However, the writers after the writers who came after, they start lying against them. You know?
Yeah.
In this sense, Islam comes to fix, to say whatever is true in the Bible and to say whatever is false. I mean, there's some stuff, like I said, we are not in need of any scripture to tell us it is wrong. Like God become tired, regret. That's not the nature of the Most High.
Of course not.
Even when I was describing Allah to you in the beginning of our conversation, I see your eyes open and smiling. Because why? It goes in line with you. Allahu Ahad, Allah is one God. Samad, self-sufficient. He's not in need of no one. Everyone was in need of him. Begat not, neither was he begotten. No one gave birth to him, doesn't give birth to no one.
Yeah.
And there is nothing like unto him. Why? Because we are the creation and he's the creator. Just like the chair. The chair and the carpenter are not same. Who made the chair? The carpenter. But they're not same. And the best example belongs to Allah. Clear?
Very clear.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Is it clear to you that question? Alhamdulillah, yeah. So sometimes, akhi, I can answer because my wife she had a problem with her family when she became Muslim as well, you know. So sometimes the brother or the sister, they have to analyze what they know their family better than I. I cannot tell you what exactly. I can give you general advice. That's how we deal with it, you know. But even if you tell them accept Islam and they start being harsh toward you, don't disrespect them. Still be good to them. Allah mentioned that in the Quran. Even if they tell you to disbelieve in Allah, yet don't listen to them, but be good to them. Be good to them. And this is a clear refutation against Islam haters who say Muslims should kill the non-believers. Because if Islam teaches us to kill every non-believer, how come Allah is telling us or to the Muslim to be good to his non-believer parents even though they are waging war against him? Tell him to not believe in Allah. It's clear. But yes, in Islam we have a war, no doubt. But the war that was legislated in Islam, not to bring about destruction and oppression, to remove oppression. So what these crazy people go on a train, put a bomb or a knife, that has nothing to do with Islam, brother.
Of course not.
This is not Islam. This is barbaric, this is crazy, you know. But yes, there is an Islam war, because sometimes in order for us to establish peace, we have to establish war. Understand? Because we should be speaking what is in reality, not in theory. You know, because this life there is many evil people, and they don't listen. And the only way to remove their harm is by waging war against them, because you want to establish peace. And that is the war which we mentioned in the Quran. That's why when we say Islam is a religion of peace, doesn't mean there is no war in Islam. That no one says that, you know. But some Muslims, due to their lack of knowledge, when they say to the non-Muslims Islam is a religion of peace, and they tell them, hold a minute, there's a verse about war. How can you combine between the two? Easy. Those war that Allah spoke is for us to remove the oppression in order to establish peace. So it doesn't contradict. Alhamdulillah. I see you like you're very content with the.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. From Allah, Alhamdulillah. You know. This was upon me to convey the message to you, clarify. Now, if you want to accept Islam now, or you say let me give me time, it's up to you. You know. Alhamdulillah. No, I don't want to put pressure on no one.
Of course.
You understand?
That's respectful.
That's what is upon me. No problem at all, brother. You know. Any question? You know in my country what they say? Question give birth to another question.
Yeah.
Just question. You know what I'm saying? Question. Does it say? You know, my wife told me when she went to visit Gambia.
Yeah.
So there was a child, you know, and so every time she used to ask him why. He said, "Why has a long tail?" You know, why has a long tail? Why? Let's stop. It's true. It is my pleasure to meet you, bro. Hopefully, I meet you again. When you're ready, inshallah, make sure. Let me know. This is the brother has my number.
Yeah.
Contact me, inshallah. If any question, contact me, inshallah.
I appreciate it.
What's the time now? Oh, do you have the knife? Let's force him. Let's take it. I have to go because I have a class.
No.
If you don't want to come to my class, you're more than welcome. Inshallah. If you don't want to go, brother, nice to meet you, bro.